Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Studios here, and welcome back to another review. And welcome back to another part of my Christmas content on my channel. And today, I'm going to be doing a TV show review that I've been pumped to review. I've already talked about this in one of my past videos, but that doesn't stop me from actually making a legit review on this. We're in Christmas season, and yes, I still got a whole variety of Christmas reviews to do, but now I'm going to be reviewing probably the best thing to watch in Christmas easily, and that is Hawkeye. Hawkeye is a part of the MCU series, Disney Plus shows that came out last year in 2021. It stars Jeremy Renner, Haley Steinfeld, Florence Pugh, Farminga, Tony Dalton, Alakwa Cox, and others, I guess, directed by Raisa Thomas. And I don't do directed by any shows because they should have a lot of directors. But basically, Hawkeye tells a story of Clint wanting to retire because Clint wanting to retire to be with his family, and he's still coping with the death of Natasha after Endgame. He wants to spend have a good family time for Christmas, but then he comes across this teenage girl named Kate Bishop. Clint is Kate Bishop's idol, and she's pretty much the female Hawkeye, and she stole the Ronin suit. Ronin, which you guys remember from that scene in Endgame. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And so yeah, Clint is forced to sacrifice his family Christmas time to team up with Kate when mercenaries come their way, and they must fight their way out. And yeah, that's the best I can come up with. So yeah, Hawkeye has always been my most anticipated show, MCU show. Mainly when Haley Steinfeld was confirmed to play the role of Kate Bishop. I mean, I am a huge Haley Steinfeld fan. I said it many times before, and I don't care. I can literally talk about her all I want. She's top three actresses. Right behind Sadie Sink and Kristen Bell, like top three easily. Yeah, I'm hoping those two join the MCU in the future. But right now, Haley Steinfeld is probably the best, or at least my personal favorite cast member. So I was so pumped to see her in it. I mean, yeah, she was actually my first celebrity crush. I started having a crush on her when I saw Bumblebee in theaters. I was like I remember when I saw Bumblebee in theaters, I was like literally gushing about her, gushing or blushing, I guess. I was like, damn, Haley Steinfeld looks so hot. Yeah, and then I started watching anything that had Haley Steinfeld in it. Um, and then although yes, during Comic Con, I don't think they announced that Haley Steinfeld was playing Kate Bishop. They just announced that Hawkeye was getting its own series. Falcon and Winter Soldier was my most anticipated MCU show at the time until they announced that Haley Steinfeld was going to be Hawkeye. And I mean, yes, I was only hyped for it mainly because of her in it, but at the same time, I love Hawkeye. I think Hawkeye is an underrated Avenger. I mean, he gets way too much hate, and I mean, yeah, sure. I would agree that Hawkeye is the least developed, but he was the best character in he was the best character in Avengers Age of Ultron. I mean, he actually had development, and we actually got to meet his family, and especially like how he motivated a Scarlet Witch, and yeah, he's I mean, I still continue to get invested in him, and love the Jeremy Renner's portrayal as him. There's no one who could replace him in yeah, as the role. And then we got Endgame. Endgame is probably a Hawkeye at his best for me. Yeah, I mean, yeah, his romance with Natasha is just spot on, and he really wanted to sacrifice himself, but then Natasha did it because she doesn't really have a real family, and Hawkeye does. So it kind of makes sense. But after seeing Hawkeye, especially for the first time back there. This was everything, and I mean everything I wanted it to be and more. Hawkeye is the best MCU show. In fact, calling this the best MCU show is an understatement. But um, this is the best MCU show, and there's no competition. No other MCU shows come close. No, not even Moon Knight, WandaVision, and Falcon and Winter Soldier. Which are, by the way, I actually now prefer Falcon and the Winter Soldier over WandaVision, but that's gonna be for another time. I'll be reviewing the other MCU shows from WandaVision to Moon Knight, leading up to Secret Invasion, which Secret Invasion could be my second favorite MCU show. I'm high for that, but there is no way it could top Hawkeye because, in fact, I doubt any any MCU shows would even like have a slight touch in this. Not only is this the best MCU show, but I think this is the greatest Disney Plus show of all time. Yes, even over Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision, Moon Knight, Obi-Wan Kenobi, The Mandalorian, and Andor. Yeah, not even those shows come close to this. And this, okay, now this is where things are gonna get controversial, but this is the best thing MCU project ever. Yes, the best anything MCU, the best movie, and the best special, and of course the best show. Yes, this is better than Endgame, better than Infinity War, and dare I say it, better than No Way Home. Yeah, I mean, I'm going that far. This is my third favorite show of all time, if you ask me. Yes, I want to do a top 10 favorite shows of all time list soon. Actually, I did a top 10 favorite shows of all time community post for this movie's first anniversary back in November. I put this at number two, but now it's at number three. I mean, Stranger Things will always be my favorite show of all time. No denying that. And then I would say number two is Cobra Kai. Think about it. It's just that, I mean, they're both neck to neck. But it's just that I think Samantha LaRusso is a better character than Kate Bishop. So that's pretty much what elevated Cobra Kai to be to be slightly better than Hawkeye. But yeah, I mean, this isn't even the best show 2021. I mean, because Cobra Kai season 3 came out that year, and season 3, yeah, I got something to talk about with season 3, but Cobra Kai is the best show 2021, like season 3 and 4. But Hawkeye is not far behind, let me tell you. Yeah, both this and the Cobra Kai seasons that came out that respective year are the best shows of 2021. And man, it's been 1 year since the show has come out. Where has time gone? But yeah, enough gushing. Now let's talk about the reasons why I love this show so much. I adore it to no end. First of all, let's talk about Kate Bishop first. I mean, how because Kate Bishop was the reason why I saw this or rather the most exciting of course it's the main reason why I saw this is because it's part of the MCU. Even if Kate Bishop wasn't in it or someone else played Kate Bishop, I still would have saw this and. But I just think that Falcon and Winter Soldier would have been stuck to my favorite as my favorite. Yeah, whatever. But Kate Bishop is the best MCU character or my personal favorite MCU character. Period. She is my MCU hero. Yes. Yeah. Yes, I know one of the main reasons why I love Kate Bishop is because she's portrayed by Haley Steinfeld, but. There are other reasons to love Kate Bishop. First of all, she's just so relatable. Yes, yeah, Kate Bishop is just so relatable, and she's just so charming. There's a lot of charm to her. I mean, she's portrayed perfectly by Haley Steinfeld. I mean, I can't imagine another a better casting choice for her than Haley Steinfeld. But she's a perfection. Maybe if I were to recast Kate Bishop, I mean, if not that Haley Steinfeld is replaceable, but Mary Master I think would have been a perfect Kate Bishop, but Haley Steinfeld perfect though, perfection, and she's a badass as well. But and she's just a regular female character. She's not trying to be I won't say that term. I'm not anti SJW anymore, but I mean she's a normal person. She's not trying to be overly powerful. She's not trying to overshadow Hawkeye. I mean. Yes, this is mainly about Kate Bishop, but it's mostly about Hawkeye and Kate Bishop teaming up. But yeah, Kate Bishop, yeah, she's a badass and relatable. And she's everything I could hope for. She's everything I wanted her character to be and more. And then we got yeah, not only my favorite MCU character was in the show, but they also brought in my second favorite MCU character, Yelena. I'm sure you remember Yelena from Black Widow. I actually prefer this Yelena over the Black Widow Yelena. I mean, don't get me wrong, I adore the Black Widow Yelena. But I think this Yelena, what makes her better is that she actually has a real character arc to her. I think her character arc is better. I mean, yes, she's better looking in Black Widow, but I mean, yeah, she's hotter in Black Widow, but in Hawkeye, I think she has a very she has a better, a more sympathetic arc. I mean, we actually see Yelena actually in her villain side. I mean, or rather anti-hero. I mean, um in the comics, Yelena was really meant to be an anti-hero slash villain. I mean, she was a hero in Black Panther. In Black Widow, I get that, but then in the if you remember in the in the Black Widow post credit scene, she was hired, she was brainwashed by Valentina to become an assassin to kill Hawkeye. So we knew that Yelena was going to turn into a villain. And honestly, I'm sorry, Haley Steinfeld, but Yelena Florence Pugh probably gave the best performance of the cast. I mean, I love Haley Steinfeld. I love you, Haley Steinfeld, but I think yes, Kate Bishop is the best character in the show, but performance wise, I think Florence Pugh did it better. I mean, one of my favorite performances in the MCU. I'm not sure if it's really my number one favorite. Actually, I'd say favorite performance in the MCU, either Elizabeth Olsen or Angela Bassett. In for what Doctor Strange 2 and Black Panther 2. But love her performance, especially like when she's struggled. I mean, her performance. I mean, no, her good character arc is basically she wants to avenge Black Widow's death. And she thinks that um Clint did it. But I mean, but there goes another thing I love about Kate Bishop, like how she's very motivational as well. I mean, of course, she has her talent. I mean, she's a struggling teen, but then she actually motivated. I mean, when both Kate and Yelena both had that conversation, had that conversation. It's very motivational. Like telling Yelena that that Clint is a good guy, and probably the person that hired her is not is someone to not trust, and was questioning Yelena about it. Yeah. And then we get to Clint Barton himself. I said that this was any of us at him at his best. Well, that was, I meant to say before Hawkeye. I think this is Clint at his best. I mean, I love his character arc. I mean, finally we get him in the spotlight. Even though Kate Bishop was a tad bit more in the spotlight. I mean, we got Clint Barton yeah, Clint Barton, who actually had the best arc. I mean, this whole I mean, this actually this the front and center of the storylines in Hawkeye is actually him coping with Natasha's death. I mean, this is basically the aftermath of Endgame, and then Natasha's sacrificing herself storyline. I mean, Jeremy Renner gives his best performance in his career, and yeah, I mean, I'm rooting for him to retire. I think Clint deserves a retirement to be with his family. I mean, his family is absolutely lovable. I love them. Especially Lila. I mean, I love Lila. Martin. She's probably my favorite of the kids, and I hope one day she gets like the spotlight. Maybe Hawkeye season 2. I guess. Well, actually, I might talk about my idea on Hawkeye season 2 later on, but or maybe not. I don't feel like it, but fingers crossed they make a Hawkeye season 2 with the both Katie Eden and Emilia. I mean, that would be even better than the first season, or at least a Black Widow 2 with Yelena teaming up, and then Kate Bishop being her second in command like that. And yeah, I heard that Kate Bishop was going to appear in a lot of MC Phase 5 project, and I am hyped for that. I mean, she's probably the main. I'm hyped to see Kate Bishop's being Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania. I heard she's gonna be in that film as a cameo, maybe in the beginning as like besties with Cassie Lang or something. Yeah, I can't wait to see what Kate Bishop will appear in. Which project? I think she's gonna appear in that Echo series, which I'll talk about Echo in a bit. But yeah, love Clint. And I love his arc. I mean, all besides coping with Black Widow's death. I mean, he also wants to retire. He wants to be with his family, but then some serious trouble got in its way to push him back into work, and I love that arc. And yes, I mentioned Echo, so let's talk about her. Echo is the most underrated character in the show, and I think she's probably like top. She's in my top five favorite characters. I mean, I don't be able to say Echo's just a boring character, but I mean, first of all, I love how they actually got a deaf actress to play her. Even if she's a little too young for the role. I mean, surprisingly, she's actually younger than Haley Stanfield, which is surprising, but she actually portrayed it perfectly. It's better than getting someone who isn't actually deaf. I mean, that's a perfect casting choice, and I love her arc actually. She's so underrated, and I cannot wait for her Echo show. It's probably one of my most anticipated shows. Well, top three at least, or top five. I guess I'm not sure, but I really love Echo. And then we got Kate Bishop's mom, Eleanor. Actually, no, I think I prefer Eleanor as slightly more than Echo. Eleanor Bishop is such an underrated villain. I actually love probably my favorite Disney Twist villain revealed since Bellwether from Zootopia. I don't mind that she's actually the villain and she didn't really do anything. And I love that like she didn't do anything evil. I mean, she wants to protect Kate. Even though she's the villain, I mean, she doesn't try to make any cheesy villain quotes or just be evil or just stuff like that. I mean, she's still an armed person who says like, oh, I want to protect you, Kate. I mean, I love how protective she is. And she's such a sweet mother. She's actually one of my she's probably in my top five favorite fictional moms. To be honest. And definitely personally the best farming her role. Yeah, yes, even better than her in The Conjuring. I love the other villains as well. I love and yes, there's Kingpin. Pretty much hints Daredevil joining the MCU. And even though we already know he's joining, but I mean, Kingpin gets way too much hate. He's probably the most overly hated character of the show. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with Kingpin. I mean, yeah, he's not. I will admit, Kingpin isn't as strong as character wise as he was in Daredevil. But I liked him. I mean, at least he was strong and that her fight with Kingpin is one of my favorite fight scenes in the show. But my personal favorite fight scene, Clint versus Yelena. I mean. And Clint versus Yelena, that fight scene, it's really emotional, especially like when in that part where Clint makes the secret whistle, Natasha's secret whistle, and then Yelena recognizes it, and then and then she pretty much slowed down, trying to kill Clint just by explaining that by Clinton, Yelena that Natasha talks about her. I cried in that scene, man. It's so emotional. Like, I didn't think I would actually feel very emotional. But actually I forgot to mention Yelena actually had my favorite scene in the show, which is Kate and which is the prologue of episode 5 where we see Yelena in the blip. And Yelena in the how she was in the blip and how she found out about Black Widow's death and what happened to her during the blip, like where she was during Infinity War. That was my favorite part of the whole show. And as for my favorite episode, My favorite episode, honestly, I think it's probably a tie. Episodes 5 and 6 are neck to neck. I mean, I used to think that episode 1 was the best episode, but it's either episode 5 or 6. Um, I'm not sure. Right now, episode 6 is my favorite. I mean, because I love the final battle. I adore episode 5 as well. I don't know. I really can't decide which is my favorite. But I'll let you know on serialized. If you have serialized, then you'll probably find out which is my true favorite episode. If it's in episode 5 or episode 6. But yeah, both are the best episodes. And then if I had to rank them, I already said them both. And then followed by episode 1, and then episode 3, and then episode 2, and then episode 4 is my least favorite, honestly. I gotta be honest. I mean, I used to think it was my favorite or one of my favorites, but I don't know. I think that's probably the one episode that doesn't really hold up well, because I mean, I love episode 4. Don't get me wrong. I really really love it, but I think it's probably the slowest episode. Like pacing wise, it's the slowest one, but I still no wait though. I meant to say but the rooftop fight, probably my favorite fight in the whole show. Yeah, I take that back. Episode 4 had the best fight scene in the show, which is the rooftop fight, and then that was the most memorable part of the episode was where we get to see Elena. But other than that, it's a little slow. Probably the only episode where I wouldn't rate a perfect 5 out of 5 to on serialized. It's a 4.5 out of 5. And pretty much episode 4 is slow pacing. It's probably my only one nitpick with the show. Oh yeah, and I should add as well, I love the Christmas vibes in this. That's probably the last point I want to make. I really love the Christmas vibes in this. Yeah, this pretty much is the most go to show for Christmas. I'd rewatch this. I'd rewatch this every Christmas, and even on other occasions after even on other occasions besides Christmas. That's pretty much why I'm honestly not really a big fan of Christmas movies. And in a way, sure, it's because usually Christmas movies, they're only rewatchable on Christmas movies are only rewatchable during like Christmas time, but then in other like days, you wouldn't really be in a mood to rewatch them. But things like this, Die Hard and probably Violent Night, you actually rewatch them anytime. Not it does not being Christmas, so that's pretty much what makes me love Christmas content. But yeah, Hawkeye is a masterpiece. I couldn't gush about it more, and this is probably one of my favorite pieces of media I've ever seen. This is the best thing that got on the MCU period, and probably my top 5 favorite pieces of media ever. Like right up there with Frozen 2, Stranger Things, no Cobra Kai, and No Time to Die. So yeah, with that said, I'm gonna give Hawkeye, of course, a perfect 10 out of 10. You know what? Screw it. 11 out. You know what? Screw it. I give this an infinity out of 10. I don't care what everyone says. Infinity out of 10 it is. So yeah, that's all for my review of Hawkeye. What is your opinion on the show? Do you agree with me that this is the best MCU show ever? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my James Cameron movie review marathon leading up to Avatar: The Way of Water. And as for Christmas reviews go, probably like a week or two. I'm gonna take a break from Christmas reviews, but my next Christmas review will be a certain Christmas episode from another one of my favorite shows as well. Like yeah. So I won't tell you what it is, but that's the only hint. A Christmas episode from another show that I'm passionate about, like just as passionate as I am with Hawkeye. So yeah, bye guys.